I got into this South Korean drama last year called, anyone else? Crash Landing on You? Oh my gosh, I was so obsessed. I could talk about it for so long, but I will not. But I felt even more so, I couldn't stop listening. I wanted more. And I could tell anyone about it. I couldn't stop talking about the woman at the well and every person I talked to the past couple of weeks because I'm just so obsessed with the story. And so that's why I say John 4 is just the message, because the message just speaks for itself. I'm just gonna read it and we're gonna talk about it and hopefully bring out all the beauty that it is. But man, I hope you see things that even I haven't yet, and we can talk about it later because it's just so good. So in chapter 4, verse 1, it says, now when Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that Jesus was baptizing more disciples than John, although Jesus himself did not baptize, but only his disciples, he left Judea and departed again for Galilee. And he had to pass through Samaria. So he came to a town of Samaria called Sychar, near the field that Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there. So Jesus, wearied as he was from his journey, was sitting beside the well. It was about the 6th hour. A woman from Samaria came to draw water. And Jesus said to her, give me a drink, for his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, how is it that you, a Jew, would ask for a drink from me, a Samaritan woman? For Jews had no dealings with Samaritans. Okay, we're gonna stop here because we're gonna have to stop a lot in this and just take out all that there is to this, because so many crazy things have already happened that I cannot wait to tell you about. So first of all, if you've ever heard this preached before, you probably already know Jesus didn't have to pass through Samaria. That was not what he had to do. That was clearly what he chose to do, because any other Orthodox Jew would not take the route through Samaria. Where he was coming from, it would have been better to take another route, because Jews did not want to have anything to do with Samaritans, so much so that they would have avoided going through their town completely. So first of all, he did not have to do that. He chose to do that, right? Second of all, men did not talk to women at the time in public like this. So first of all, they wouldn't have talked to a Samaritan woman because Samaritans were so looked down upon by the Jews. For hundreds of years, the Jews hated the Samaritans. They were looked at as unclean people. They were looked at as just so much lower than, so much less than. It was a really bad situation. And so they would not have talked to them. There was even laws. You can't stay in a Samaritan's house or there will be disgrace on your family. You can't drink of their dishes for sure. You couldn't do anything like that, or you would be known as unclean. Like, you can have no dealing with Samaritans. So already this is crazy. But then for a woman, it's even crazier because men don't speak to women in public. That's a disgrace. I mean, not just a Samaritan woman, even fathers wouldn't have spoken to their daughters in public at this time, you know? Even husbands wouldn't have even spoken to their wives necessarily in public at this time, because women were so much lower and it would have been a disgrace. So already this is just so crazy that Jesus is going through Samaria, which he did not have to do and maybe even shouldn't have done according to the time. And then he's speaking to a woman in public, not to mention a Samaritan woman. So this is already crazy. So many things in just this first part that I want to pull out. And I'm looking at it because I don't want to miss a single thing. Another thing that's crazy is that she was coming at noon. You might have heard this before.